Hi everyone, it's Wellness Wednesday and I hope I'm catching you at the tail end of your lunch hour here, and maybe you can join us live on this feed. Otherwise we'll have it posted and get to share it. But I thought for today, for this Wellness Wednesday, we would talk about whether or not to boost with the COVID-19 vaccine. And so, and I'm getting interrupted by my cat. You'll be able to see this here, Henry, again, and I apologize, but I'm not going to slow this down. So, here's my thoughts on it, and I'm more than happy to discuss with each and every one of you who are my patients, because I've already got this question a few times this past week with those of you who have autoimmune diseases and are on medications, and we've been juggling what to do for the past year and a half to keep you healthy and safe and out of harm's way. And so for those of you who haven't gotten to hear my opinion and my recommendations, here goes. I'm glad that they're waiting till September 20th to implement this, because I want to see what is continuing to happen. We have 3 vaccines that are available here in the United States. We have 2 that are biologic, like the Moderna and the Pfizer, and those were showing 90% efficacy on the traditional COVID-19 virus, the Alpha, and then we're seeing about 80% with it protecting against Delta. And let's talk real numbers here. This is preventing you from serious disease, okay? It's not preventing you from ever getting COVID-19. It's preventing the serious diseases and ramifications that happen from illness. So a lot of my patients are like, well, why am I getting, am I at risk if I got the vaccine? The vaccine is not going to prevent you from 100% from getting infection. It's reducing your complications and your risk of side effects of having it, okay? The severity of the disease. Johnson & Johnson, depending on where it was tested, is above 75 to 85% with the original. And the reason why it had less is because they were starting to do their studies in Europe, and so their numbers didn't look as strong as Moderna and Pfizer because they were including other variants from the beginning. And so these 3 vaccines that are available in the United States are protecting against the Delta strain as well. So what is the next strain? That is my question out there. What is this 3rd booster going to help? Because the booster is going to be the same vaccine given again. So a 3rd dose or a 2nd dose if you happen to be one that got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And so that vaccine is not being changed. We're not noticing what other variants are coming out and then changing it up. Like, let's say most commonly people understand the flu vaccine and how we pick the most common. I wanted to share with you is, you might not hear this from other physicians, but I'm glad I've been having this conversation with some of mine who are even rheumatologists and endocrinologists taking care of, immune disorders, is they're even kind of hesitating, going, why are we thinking about doing a booster right now? If you didn't make antibodies after the first 2 doses or the first dose, I could see that, where we're trying to really help your immune system create antibodies against this coronavirus, this specific coronavirus. But if you're making antibodies, then wonderful. Why do we want to hyperstimulate our immune system here? And here's the other thing. Yes, titers of antibodies are going to decrease. It happens with every vaccine that we do. But what's happening in our T cell lineage, our memory cells? We don't have a great test in order to test that out and see if we're still capable of eliciting a response. If our cell saw that coronavirus 19, could we still mount a response that says, hey, we need to make antibodies to go kill this and not allow infection to happen? And so I'm going to just tell you, I am hesitant to the booster, either the 3rd vaccine of Moderna or Pfizer, or the 2nd vaccine for Johnson & Johnson. We don't have full FDA approval. And so when they say the FDA is going to approve this, it's still going to be emergency usage. And so, yes, I have, qualms about this, and I want more data. We are seeing data come in month to month, day to day, week to week. And so I'm going to always fall back to what I talk about. I want us to be educated. I want us to look at the whole picture. And so when I labeled this to boost or not to boost, you might not have thought about what I would say next, or those of you who have known me long enough will know, why are we not being proactive with our immune system? Why are we not boosting it naturally in order to become, a stronger cell, a stronger body that a virus doesn't want to infect? So many of us have kids going into schools, and what are we seeing? We've seen a little bit of flu, like stomach bugs. We've seen upper respiratory that isn't COVID. And so we need to still remember that there are other illnesses out there that we need to protect against. So what are some of the things that we can do to boost or help our immune system? Our immune system is incredible. So what are we doing with our microbiome? Are we on probiotics? Are we eating fermented foods? Are we eating fiber, like foods that are very helpful for our own immune system? Are we staying away from processed and sugary foods? That in itself is beautiful to the body. Are we hydrating? Are we sleeping? You've heard about vitamin D. Why? It's a pro-hormone. Vitamin D is so helpful for our immune system as well. It's not just needed for our brain and our bones, but for our metabolism as well. How about zinc? Zinc and quercetin together are incredible. They are almost like antiviral. They don't allow that virus to get into the cell. So zinc is really important for that outer layer of the cell to be protected and be a barrier. And quercetin, you might be hearing about that as well, is actually works in synergy with it. How about vitamin C? You can get it from your foods, but you also can take a vitamin C supplement. It's an incredible antioxidant that reduces oxidative stress. And so, what about vitamin C? So you've heard about D and zinc and C, quercetin. There are products that combine these all together, even with probiotics and postbiotics. You can reach out to me in my office. We do offer some of these. See where they're coming from. How are they manufactured? It will make a difference. How about melatonin? It's not just good for sleep. It's great for stabilizing our cells. It reduces the cytokine storm when we're ill. So, melatonin is something that my patients have been adding on the past year and a half, even if they don't have sleep issues. I'm even doing melatonin intermittently. NAC, a lot of people say NAC, don't say NAC, say NAC. There's NAC, there's NAD, again, don't say NAD, say NAD. These are incredible antioxidant type pathways in our body that we can activate. Also help us with keeping a healthy immune system. I wrote some of these things down just to help you out, and glutathione. That is one of the best antioxidants our body can make. And so if you're having a fever and you're taking Tylenol, we might need to replenish your glutathione because unfortunately Tylenol will decrease glutathione. So hopefully those are a few things that you're thinking, okay, that's why she was talking about them before. Or yes, thank God she reminded me of some of these things that we can do, because it's not all about just a vaccine. And you guys have heard me talk about it. I'm not just pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine. I'm pro-patient. Who's in front of me? I want to talk about the risks, the benefits, and what fits you best. And so unfortunately, healthcare is getting tired. My fellow colleagues are. So talk to them with grace as you're going through this, because they're getting weary through this. And we need to remind them that we are a patient. We're wanting to have a conversation, a one-on-one conversation, and we can have an educated one to pick the best that's right for you, what's right for me. It's called personalized medicine. So hopefully you had some great tidbits through this. You can share this video with others. Those of you who are my patients, I will definitely have a more in-depth conversation with you as well. And we can decide if a booster is needed, if we wait around and watch. But you're going to hear me talk about, I want to help you help your own immune system naturally first. That is our first line of defense. It is the best way that we know to keep this fight alive and keep us healthy. All right. Have a beautiful Wellness Wednesday. I'll see you next week.